Alright, so Dan, you have a great idea how to start off this episode. What were you just saying?
I'm going to be doing laps, shuttle runs, up and down the room the whole time we do the episode.
Is there any particular reason why you're doing that?
No, just because, why not?
It's episode 83, so take it away, Dan.
Thank you. I'll be doing a bleep test.
Okay. Beep! Okay, are you going to talk during it, or...
Beep. No, you start.
Okay. By a bleep test, do you mean... every time you do a thing, you have to... Every time it bleeps, you have to say something controversial, which I'll bleep out, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, try it now. 3, 2, 1.
Wait, we're trying to get to the end of the room.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my god, no, that's so bad. Oh my god. That's not okay.
Good to die.
Oh my god.
Just my idol.
Oh my god.
Matt's mum's kind of hot.
Wow. Why are you speechless?
Yeah, I ran out of controversial things to say.
Oh, I've got stuff to say. Hold on.
Okay, you start going.
That story about funny.
Should we just do the whole podcast running up and down the room?
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure how much audio value it is, but
Oh, this is a weird start.
yeah.
And we can't actually put that in.
Oh, I will.
Welcome to Miffs. I'm Matt Huss. And I'm Dan Rhodes. Whether you know about Theseus or you're revising your syllabus, if you want tales with a bit of jest, or you just want to hear about incest. What? What? It's really interesting. Welcome to Miffs. Welcome to Miffs.
Have a sip of water. Get your glass.
Okay.
No, get your glass.
Yeah?
We're going to do the thing that couples do. When they put in that hand.
What?
What are you putting in that hand?
Oh, like that. So, can you explain to the listener?
We're going to... I don't know how you describe this.
So, we kind of put our arms through together, we're going to drink a drink. We kind of like, in matrimony kind of thing.
Do you feel closer to me now?
Never closer.
Right, let's begin.
And we're doing it totally naked as well, so.
Right, let's
Look
start.
at that. Hello, and welcome to episode...
83!
Yes, it is. Nice one. Yeah, nice, good. And welcome to the show. This is Miffs Podcast. I am a fan of Dan Rhodes and
I'm also a fan
of
myself.
And
You have to be your biggest fan, Matt. You have to be your biggest fan.
And who am I as a fan? Like, is anyone a fan of me? Who? Just introduce me. Introduce me.
I probably know a few things. Your brother, he's a fan.
And who?
My mum's a fan of yours.
Who am I? Introduce me.
Matt Hoss.
There we go. Yeah, Matt Hoss fan. Yeah, that's cool. Slick broadcasting. Yeah. Who other people like me as well?
Not just.
Not Bleep. That's her name's Bleep.
Sorry, not bleep.
But also,
Your cat probably likes you.
yeah, I think she'd like.
Although we watched a movie last night, Matt, and she preferred me, didn't she?
She was sat on your legs, and I'm usually a reserved guy. I'm quite chilled out, and the whole point of my Edinburgh show is to be happy and content with yourself. But I've never felt such a rage of bitterness and jealousy in my life. I was like, oh, after I fed you and showed you love, you sat on his fucking lap.
Because I was a new person, she was enjoying my
She did.
my strokes.
Did you
My
enjoy?
fuss.
When you walked in yesterday, Dan, what did you say stuff controversial, i.e. the start of this episode? What thing did you say to my cat as soon as you walked through the door?
I looked her dead in the eye, and I said, "You disgust me."
That's the only time I lost my cool with Dan. By which I mean, don't say that. By which I mean, yeah. So
Your cat welcomed me at the door. She greeted me.
and you said,
I said.
I hate everything about you. Well,
Yeah, your cat's you've got a nice cat, actually.
and yeah, it's she's my bae. She's the first girl that really loves me. So, but beyond that though, we did watch a film last night. And Dan, remember back last year we watched a very chilled out documentary.
Really relaxing documentary.
Yeah, and we don't like to watch. We don't really watch serious films together, do we?
No.
Right? Because last year we watched a documentary about Fritzl, and we talked about it for too long on the podcast.
Too long.
And we had
Too
to edit
long.
it down because it was about 25 minutes and it was not enjoyable. But now we obviously wouldn't do that again. But last night we watched what film, Ben?
We watched First They Killed My Father.
Which you can tell by the title is a right bag of laughs.
Right bag of laughs.
Yeah, absolutely. What's it about, Dan?
It's about the Cambodian genocide.
Ooh, and how much of the population did they kill?
Nearly 25%.
Ooh, yeah. It's a really gag laugh a minute. Laugh a minute. There's a
Very good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. That's yeah, very, very and
Thought-provoking.
yeah, and also like I wanted to watch a documentary last night, but you wanted to watch a film.
So
but
we picked one that was like a film based on real life and was kind of a documentary in the sense of
it was a real life story. And,
Yeah.
it was really harrowing and haunting.
That girl went through some a tough childhood.
And it kind of puts things into perspective because I felt like I had a tough childhood. Well, last night we were out in Darlington. It was Friday night, and I was like, "Oh, this is a bit rough." And I watched that film. I was like, "Yeah, Darlington's probably worse."
There were some rough people out in Darlington yesterday.
Yeah.
Let me just talk you through that.
Wait, what?
So when I got off at the train station, at the end of the platform, as I got off the train, there was another person obviously waiting to get on the train that I just got off. It was going towards the castle.
Yeah.
And at the other end of the carriage, there was someone getting on the train, and he was like, "Wah! Wah! Wah! Wah!" And another guy was like,
I can translate it to Geordie.
yeah, and another guy was like, "Wah! Like, they were really shouting, and that was scary. And then we went and then I went to use the toilet at the train station, as I always do. And then
you every time you're off the train, you don't go to. I always do toilet on the train, so I'm ready to go. But you're like, no, I'm gonna go on the train.
it was a really busy train. I don't want to use the toilet. And then there were 4 urinals, and I went to kind of like the end one, and then a guy came and used the one right next to me,
Oh, that's
even though there were
weird.
2 spare ones. That's not etiquette, is
that's
it? That is
psychopath
you
behaviour.
never. Unless it's the only one free, you never stand next to the person. That's fact.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that was a bit weird. He was like a
But that's
fat
a
middle-aged
powerful
man. And then, so then I left. And then what was the next weird thing that happened? The next thing that happened was we saw a guy cross the road but nearly get hit by a car.
Oh, yeah,
because he couldn't wait 2 seconds for the green man to.
Yeah. And also there was
and his friends were very also. I think they may have been on drugs, but I don't want to speculate.
There's a lady, just to give you a picture of.
She was wearing pyjamas.
Not just any, it was elf pyjama bottoms at 5 o'clock at night. And for going out, I'm a fan of pyjama bottoms, but going out in pyjama bottoms, that's.
Yeah, on a Friday night.
I am 2 days ago. On Tuesday I was pulled over by the police after a gig, and because they apparently didn't have my name on the insurance, which I did, so I had to drop off the document at the police station. And
Because you were driving your mum's car.
yes, yeah. And
All fine.
all good. Actually, the police pulled me over, and I'm quite a good guy because I'm not edgy, and
No.
I'm quite.
Did you panic a little bit?
Not really. It's more like, I don't know why they pulled me over, but
Oh shit! Had you done something without realising? Or?
no, they thought I might have been a drunk driver because I was driving somewhere I didn't know, and the lanes got a bit weird. So they're like, "Oh, this guy's drunk." It's like, no, actually, bad public layout actually. And but beyond that, they're like, so they pulled me over, and I get on well with authority. I respond really.
Yeah.
I am subservient.
And they said, "Is this your car?" You said, "No, it's my mum's, but I'm insured on it." And they said, "Oh,
yeah." And they didn't. So I had to hand them in. But also with the police officers, so I was so chummy with them that I was also like, oh, they said, oh, we're going to check your YouTube videos out afterwards. I was like, I'd rather you arrest me. Honest to God, yeah. There's some tripe on there, So yeah.
Did you have a good time with the police officer?
Yeah, we actually got on quite well, and I'm quite chilled out as it is. Cooperative stuff. I think that's what. I learned on a podcast. If you ever get pulled over, just don't be edgy. Just be as nice as possible, and it'd make it 10 times worse if you get angry and stuff, or you show any hostility. But also, part of me, because I once dated the girl who worked for the police, and I was kind of tempted to be like, oh, do you know? Because she was in that area. It's like, oh, do you know her? But I thought maybe not, because they might arrest me for being creepy. So, but anyway, but beyond that though, I had to go to the police station. It was in Darlington, and
Was that the next day you had to drop off?
Yeah.
Do you get given a certain amount of days to prove
a week? Yeah, and otherwise it's an offence. So I was in Darlington police station, and there was 3 guys that turned up after me, and they were like, and they're wearing they were there to be cautioned, like official caution.
Okay.
As this guy was wearing like a blazer, he goes, "Yeah, man, it's the best I've ever been dressed, Nick." Yeah, and like the 3 guys, it was like in the afternoon, and like had a bottle of beer, and they did selfies in the police station. It's like, wow, it's the best we've ever looked at, and they're like taking selfies and stuff like that. Then one of them started burping quite loudly, and then talked about fisting for a bit, and I was like, I feel so beta male here. I'm just in the corner tweeting about all of this, you know. I mean, like it was very. I think Darlington has a certain charm to it.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, and also when we went to Nando's yesterday,
There were people drinking alcohol outside.
but not any. It's a bottle of Buckfast, and if that doesn't tell you what Darlington is, I don't know what else will. Really, honestly,
Right outside the door to Hernandez. Yeah, it was very weird.
It was just, it's pretty grim. I felt. But anyway, Dan, how have you been? How's things?
Pretty good, Matt. Pretty good.
Should we get on with the episode? Or do you want to talk about you for a bit? Because I feel like I've talked a lot about me.
I did a criminal offence the other day, didn't I?
Did you?
Yeah, I got fined for not using my Oyster card.
Oh yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah.
We are bad boys.
God,
aren't
we are.
What?
Wow.
When we first started this, we were all innocent, but podcasters.
You getting pulled over for having insurance that you actually had. Me getting done on a technical fault.
Yeah.
Which I'll probably get the money back for because it's probably okay. Because the guy said it was fine, but he has to fine me anyway.
Oh wow, we're pretty.
Oh yeah.
Wow. We are we are the bad boys.
Do you know what? When he was like, mate, I'm gonna have to take £20 from you. Do you know what I said?
What?
I said, yeah, it's absolutely fine.
Whoa,
what a lad.
Yeah.
I said, I appreciate you doing your job, sir. That's how.
Have I told you the time? Oh, I don't feel good about this, but I want.
Don't tell the story I think you're going to tell.
What? No, not that one.
Okay.
I after seeing Matilda in Edinburgh, I basically got on the wrong train, and Virgin were like, "Well, we're gonna have to charge you for a new ticket," because I was like, "Well, genuinely wasn't clear about what
routes you could use."
Yeah, and he goes, "Well, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to charge like 56 quid for this." I was like, "Well, I don't have 56 quid." So it's the first time I had a proper tantrum and stuff like that, and it didn't feel good. But trying to weigh out time and stuff like that, and eventually, after a very long, and I started like getting not shouty, but very argumentative with this person. I was like, "Yeah, fine, just call the police." I was like really depressed at the time as well, so I was like, "Yeah, call the TFL and give a shit. I'd rather I'll kill myself now if you want." So I was really throwing all the cards out there as well, like I'm mentally unstable, but it was more like, I'm so cheap, I don't want to pay £6, but I will make a scene. Okay. But the worst thing is, a woman just before me got caught, and she had the same thing. So they let me off eventually, but they made her pay, and I felt quite bad about that. So if you were that lady, I'm sorry. We'll pay. I'll give you 25 quid towards it.
Well, mine was because I tapped on, but it hadn't registered that I tapped on.
That's not fair, though, right?
No, it's not. And he did say someone else on the same train as me had also got on at the same station as me, and had also been pulled up for not having a ticket. But he charged him, and then he was like, "Well, I'm also going to but I don't know." He was like, basically, I think I have to appeal, and then if it is proven that there was a technical fault, then I'll be okay. But if not, for the sake of,
is it 20 quid?
20 quid.
That's okay. It's annoying,
it is.
but if it's any more than 20 quid, it's going to...
It is what it is. I have a job, it's fun.
Finally, with the bad boys of podcasting.
Oh, so bad.
Let's get us...
Thank God the police didn't check your boot, by the way. Good God.
That's the other story,
That would have gone...
Yeah,
that would have gone south, huh? But you don't have to go to prison, so that's good. We're all good.
Yeah, I might...
How awkward would that have been if it actually turned out your mum hadn't put you on the insurance?
Oh, I would have been mortified, yeah. I would have panicked.
then the caller.
Because I wouldn't be able to breathe, I don't think. It's like... I'm so...
I can't do prison! I can't... Help me!
How did you think I was...
Imagine that would make an incredible podcast though if you had to do 2 weeks in prison or however, because it wouldn't be a big sentence, but can you imagine? Can you imagine? That would be a good episode back. Hey, how's your week, Matt? Oh yeah, this was... I did my week stint in prison.
I don't think I'd cope in prison though.
Even for a week? You could do it for a week.
No, I think I would either be broken by it, or I would be like the alpha male. Where I'd be like, "Hey, I run this joint now," and I'd be like, I'll start a gang called the Hosters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me with prison tattoos.
I love the idea that you go to prison for like a couple of weeks for like a minor insurance, and then you come back with prison tattoos.
Hey, what did you do, man? Well, I murdered a kid. How about you? Oh, I forgot to do the insurance on my car. Respect me, please.
I've since paid it, so it's absolutely fine. But
I don't know why I'm here. It's really a logistical error. One to a prison. Yeah, I'm like Johnny Cash. Anyway, because we're the bad boys of podcasting, we're actually going to go and do the content. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Let's get on with it. Jingle. We should put a new jingle where we rap.
We'll record that later.
Yeah.
We should actually record a jingle later. That actually
Sure. We can actually write a beat for it as well.
Yeah.
So welcome back to the Aeneid. This is part 8 of the Aeneid, and we are going to be condensing 2 books into one because we don't want to go over we want to kind of simplify bits because there's some bits which are going to be quite boring, but we thought we're going to skip over those ASAP. So in the last episode, let's do a really quick recap. So Aeneas has left. He's arrived in Italy after all the adventure stories, and basically a war's broken out. Queen Amata doesn't want it. And there's also a guy called Turnus who's fighting against the fact that Aeneas is promised to Lavinia by Queen Latinus. And essentially the war's broken out between the Latins and the Trojans.
And the arrival of the Trojans, yeah.
But obviously it's all fated. It's all going to work out.
It's all going to work out fine.
Is that a good enough recap?
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay, Dan. So what do you think is going to happen in the war?
People are going to die, Matt.
Okay, well, let's find out. Dan, take it away.
Book 8 opens with Latin warriors pledging their support to Turnus, the person betrothed to the queen.
Well, to
the princess. Aeneas is greatly troubled by this turn of events, and particularly by the fact that the dangerous Diomedes has been asked to support the Latin troops. That night, the river god Tiberinus, River Tiber, of course.
Yes.
That night, the river god
You said his name.
Tiberinus.
Tiberinus.
I think it's I suppose it had Tiber.
Tiberinus.
But Tiberinus, was it got an I in it then?
Inus. Tiberinus. Yeah, you're right. Fuck you.
That night, the river god Tiberinus appears to Aeneas in a dream and tells him that he will see an omen of a white sow with 30 white suckling pigs to signify the location of Alba, the city that Ascanius will found. Fucking hell. Tiberinus also tells Aeneas to seek help from King Evander and to pray to Juno in order to assuage her anger. So, I got confused, but he's just walked in and been like, you got to do these 2 things. You got to see a pig.
Yeah, that's what I
You've got to see a pig with loads of suckling piglets, and you've also got to seek out the help of a king.
So, and Alba Longus Ascanius, that's like the next step. But King Evander is kind of the another Latin king. So the next day in the woods, Aeneas comes upon the very sight that Tiberinus had prophesied, the white cow and her sucklings. Wait, hold on.
I thought it was a sow. I think it's a typo. It's a sow.
Right, sow is a cow, right?
Sow's a pig. Look, white snow with 30 white suckling pigs.
Yeah, so but maybe it's a cow but with suckling pigs.
But why have they said sow then?
But is sow definitely a pig?
Sow's definitely a pig.
I think it's a white sow. Let's say a white sow.
Yeah, a sow is a female, like a mother pig.
What's a female cow? Is it just a cow?
Just a cow, yeah.
A sow cow. The white sow cow and her sucklings. He takes this as incontrovertible proof that he and his companions are destined to build a great city in Latium. And he sacrifices all the animals to Juno. Wow, okay. All the kids just dead.
It's like, wow,
what a beautiful sight.
What a beautiful sight. These young piglets suckling on the sacrifice.
That really made me sad. I know it's a piece of fiction, but it just made me sad.
In the film we watched last night, Matt, there was a woman, she hacks a snake to death, and Matt got sad.
And they skinned the snake. But my brain was like...
And what was the first thing you said to these people, by the way?
So, just to give context, they
They're like 10 years old.
10 years old, they've just survived bombings
And genocide.
And they've barely made out of their lives, and they've killed the chicken and offered it as a group to eat, and because they're starving.
And they killed a snake
And I was
to
like,
eat because they're starving.
And I was like, they have lost me at this point. I was on their side, but no,
And I was
fucking
like,
kill them, kill them all.
I've completely lost respect of these kids. Funny. Aeneas and his men then take off Evander's city, where they find the residents engaged in a ceremony honouring Hercules, who saved them from the horrible monster Cacus.
Do you remember the Cactus story?
What's
Do you remember the Cacus?
No, probably another one of his many things.
Well, basically, Cactus was this kind of monster dwelling, and basically just killed them.
Rampage the city.
He lives in, yeah.
Although Evander's son, Pallas, instantly thinks that they are invaders and demonstrates his...
Hot-headedness.
That's a really weird that they've done it all as one word.
It's more like a bit of dash in it. It's a hot-headedness.
I'm not having a good time reading today. Although Evander's son, Pallas, instantly thinks they're invaders and demonstrates his hot-headedness by snatching up his weapons to meet them, Aeneas extends an olive branch and is welcomed warmly by Evander, who remembers King Priam and Anchises fondly. Evander pledges to support the Trojans and asks them to join in the celebrations. So they've done the two things he was meant to do before he founds the city. He's seen the suckling pigs and he's also met this guy Evander.
Sure, and also we're introduced to Pallas, who is Evander's son, and he'll be very important later on.
After the ceremony, King Evander takes Aeneas on a walk and tells him about the origins of Latium. Once the lawless home of fauns and nymphs, order was established by Saturn, who was fleeing the wrath of Jove. On their walk, Evander points out a number of sites that would have been recognisable to Virgil's readers as important future locations. Evander takes them to his poor household and tells them not to feel bad about his poverty. So he's a poor king.
Yes, it sounds like saying porking. So basically at this point it's just kind of like, oh, look at this famous thing, look at that famous thing, that will be famous in the future. But it doesn't quite work. He says, that'll be famous in the future. It's like, how do you know Evander? Anyway, meanwhile, Venus noticed the Latium uprising with alarm and asked her husband, Vulcan, to fashion Aeneas a set of weapons. Vulcan agrees to do what he can to help her son, so he orders the Cyclops, who work for him, to stop what they're doing and focus on Aeneas' weapons. It's going to be quite hard for Polyphemus because you can't see.
Can't see, yeah.
Also, do you know if there's any similarities happening by any chance? Do you remember that in...
I don't remember in the Odyssey, no.
In the Iliad, Hephaestus built Achilles a set of armour.
Oh, of course he does,
war.
yes, yeah.
And also Achilles had a young protege called... what's his name? I can't remember his name, but Patroclus.
Patroclus, yeah, of course.
But so that's similar to Pallas as well. So there's a lot. So again, more echoes here. At the same time, Evander is telling Aeneas that he has slim means by which to help the Trojans himself, but he should seek aid from the Etruscans. For years, the Etruscans had suffered under the rule of the evil Mezentius, who is one of Turnus's allies, so they would welcome the opportunity to rise up against the former oppressor and bring him back to the land to be punished. Evander also entrusts his son Pallas to Aeneas, since Evander himself is too old and infirm to go to battle. Aeneas is initially wary of Evander's advice, but Venus sends crashing thunder and an image of weapons hanging in the sky as a sign to seek the help of the Etruscans. Okay, one question here, Dan. Why does everyone trust Aeneas instantly here? Because everyone does it so far, right?
I'm struggling to know what kind of a person Aeneas is. I think he's a bit like... I think of him as a bit like a Jason. From Jason the Argonauts in the Iliad. Because Jason just kind of like... I don't think he had any... There was no proof of him actually having any form of really heroic qualities. He just seems to be a guy who's just kind of lucky.
He seems to be... Not to make this into a class thing, but it seems to be, he's one of the gods' son, where he gets kind of everything thrown at him.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of gets a lot of...
Odysseus wasn't like that. He was genuinely cunning and clever, and he really had something about him. He had to make it something of himself. And Aeneas, I feel like he's a Jason, right?
He's a Jason, but he's a nice guy, I think.
By the way, the reason we reference Jason is because Jason, in all of his journeys, and we realise if you actually go through it, he actually does nothing... He doesn't really do anything.
No, absolutely not.
He's there. It's other people around him that actually kill the monsters and come up with the ideas.
He's a bit like Dr. Watson in Holmes' books, because like Holmes does all the hard work and Watson's like, what? And he writes everything down and it pretends it's important. Aeneas picks the bravest of his men to travel with him to Agylla, sending the rest back to camp with a message for Ascanius. With Pallas by his side, he meets with the Etruscans, who are led by King Tarchon. At their camp, Venus appears to him with Vulcan's weapons. Aeneas marvels over the extraordinary craftsmanship of the shield, which depicts Rome's brilliant future. The shield contains images of Romulus and Remus suckling at the teats of a wolf, and Augustus Caesar leading his men into battle, among others. The chapter ends with a promising image as Aeneas dons his new armour. Upon his shoulder, he lifts up the fame and the fate of his son's sons. Which is quite a good thing. However, what I kind of dislike is the fact that it's just kind of... it's like, hey Aeneas, there's all these things that you have no idea what it's about, but there you go. But what happens in book 9, Dan?
We're going to quickly do book 9, because the book 8 did not have a lot in it. Oh my good god.
But here we go. The next one's called Nisus and the other guy. So, here we go.
Juno, determined to see the war between the Trojans and the Latins begins in earnest, sends Iris to tell Turnus... I'll decide how it's pronounced.
Iris? Iris? You man, Iris? Try it again.
Juno, determined to see the war between the Trojans and the Latins begin in earnest, sends Iris to tell Turnus to attack the Trojan camp. The Rutilians surprise the Trojans, who react in fear to the approaching mass of gloom and darkness. Ooh, yeah. Since Aeneas is not present, he's visiting the Etruscans seeking their assistance in battle, the Trojans do as he had instructed, retreating behind their ramparts, even though they feel ashamed to do so. Turnus searches desperately for an entrance to the Trojan camp, but, unable to find one, decides to set fire to the Trojan fleet, as you do. I can't find the back door. I guess I'll burn it down. The attack is unsuccessful. Years before, Jupiter's mother had... Oh, we're going way back. Years before, Jupiter's mother had given her pine grove to Aeneas for wood to build his fleet, and in return she had asked Jupiter to promise that no harm would ever come to her precious timbers. Although he questions whether mortals should be given immortal privileges, Jupiter keeps his promise to his mother and transforms the burning ships into sea nymphs who flee into the ocean depths. Okay. The Rutilians are struck by fear at this sight, but Turnus maintains total confidence in his ability to defeat Aeneas. He will not, he states, hide himself in the belly of a wooden horse to prove his superiority to the Trojans. He will meet them in broad daylight.
Okay, there's a
lot happened there.
Yeah.
A lot happened there.
So, basically...
A guy is trying to get into the camp. Fuck, I cannot get into this goddamn camp. I feel worthless and like a piece of shit. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw a tantrum. I'm going to set fire to all of their ships. So he sets fire to all of those ships, and then he watches them transform into giant sea nymphs and disappear into the sea, and he thinks, oh my good god.
But he's like, yeah, normal day of the office.
Sorry, everyone else thinks, oh my good god, I think we're out of our depth. And he says, nah.
Yeah, he's actually feeling quietly confident. It's like, well, I don't need a bloody wooden horse. I'm going to meet him in broad daylight. He's a proper manly man.
That's also like it's a slight dig, isn't it? Like ha ha ha, the whole wooden horse thing.
So, do you want to do this?
How do I say that word?
So the next two people is Nisus and Euryalus, who are two lovely little chaps.
Nisus and Euryalus, who had engaged in the foot race, now bravely volunteer to carry word of the attack to Aeneas, who is still in Palantium. Sounds like a radioactive...
So it's actually the Paris Hill, which is like a big place where in Roman times. There's actually got a website, Palantium of Fish. It's a dating site.
Nice.
Not bad, is it?
That was a good joke. I like that one.
Get in.
Although Nisus initially tries to dissuade Euryalus...
Try that again. Oh my god, try that again. You said both of the names wrong.
Nisus.
Yes.
And Euryalus.
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 Try it again.
Although Nisus initially tries to dissuade Euryalus from accompanying him, not wanting to put his friend in danger, Euryalus insists that he will have it no other way. Ascanius, struck by their courage, says that he will reward them richly upon their return, even though all that Euryalus asks is that his mother be provided for.
There's
a lot going on here.
Pronounced properly as well.
There's a lot going on here.
So basically, Euryalus and Nisus have to go and send word to Aeneas because they're being attacked.
Yeah, word to your mother.
What?
He's going to send word to his mother.
Not to his mum, to his dad.
It says, ask for his mother to be provided for.
No, but like, No, Euryalus' mum. He just wants payment. He just wants his mum to be cared for.
Yeah. Word to your mother.
No, but they're sending word to Aeneas.
Yeah.
But you're saying word to his mother.
Yeah.
Are you just being annoying? God. On the road, Nisus and Euryalus slay a number of Rutulians. Finally, however, they are spotted, and the Rutulian horsemen give chase through the forest. Euryalus, laden with spoils from those he slaughtered, falls behind, and he is captured by Vulcans. Vulcans. He is captured by Vulcans, a Rutulian warrior. Nisus makes a brave effort to save his friend, hurling spears at Euryalus' captors. In revenge for the deaths, Vulcans kills Euryalus.
Aww.
I think he's quite brutal. I think he cuts off his head.
So he's been captured by some guy and murdered.
Yeah. So Nisus rushes at Vulcans in a rage and thrusts his sword through Vulcan's mouth, but is then slain by the other Rutulians.
Oh, that's a cool little fight scene there.
Yeah.
He's on a horse. He's laden, I might add, by things he's looted from the dead bodies.
That's a fucked up thing.
So his horse is struggling. he gets.
You don't need a set of armour. What are you talking about?
He gets captured by a guy called Vulcans. Cool name, by the way.
Vulcans.
He's slain. His friend, Nisus, sees this, says, "No!" He's on his knees. "You, my friend, he will be avenged." He runs at them. Ah! Stabs him through the mouth.
Out my mouth.
He's dead. But once he's done that, he then gets also surrounded and killed himself by the other warriors.
And these are just two nice boys who've just been killed. The bereaved Latin men carry Vulcans back to their camp, and then they place the heads of Nisus and Euryalus on pikes and parade them before the Trojans, who are deeply grieved by the sight. So that's really fucked up.
That's fucked up,
We've never seen that before as well. Like, so heads on spikes, like proper grim warfare. Rumour, the creature, carries word of Euryalus' death to his mother.
Word to his mother?
Who weeps so piteously that Trojans take her into their arms and carry her home. So what we see here is the effect of war on the people at home and on mothers and the people who are passive in war. So,
Loved ones.
Yes, absolutely.
And all the villagers that have to see a man's head on a spike.
Yeah, it's not good for the crops, I'd say. Angered by the deaths of their friends, the Trojans return the Latins' attacks, and the battle begins in earnest. The next few pages describe great brutality. A wall collapses, killing many Trojans, and Ascanius getting his first kill in battle. He slays Turnus' brother-in-law, Remulus, because he has been mocking the Trojans. Apollo appears to Ascanius and tells him that while he has done well, he should never again engage in war, but instead must work to maintain peace. A lot of mixed messages here, I'd say.
Finally, the Latins manage to beat down the gates to the Trojan camp, although the Trojans are able to keep them out, and Pandarus...
That's a good name.
Whoa, that's a good name.
So,
Pandarus.
Where do you get your name from? Well, actually, I have quite a lot of black eyes, and I only have sex once every couple of years.
Yeah, Pandarus. With superhuman effort, swings the gate shut once again. Fair play. Several Trojans are left outside to battle the Latins, but Turnus had made it through the gate with the Trojans. He begins running rampant, killing all whom he encounters. Finally, Sorestius and... Oh, good God.
Spell it out.
Mnestheus. Menesthus?
Yeah.
Finally, Sorestius and Menesthus, who had engaged in a boat race, shamed their companions for allowing one man to create such discord. I assume the boat race they're talking about is during the funeral games.
Yeah, no, they didn't do it halfway through this.
The Trojans finally get the upper hand and begin to close in on Turnus. But Juno sends word to him that he must flee. He escapes by jumping into the Tiber River and allowing the current to carry him back to the Latin camp.
Okay, so they had this...
Thus ends Book 9.
Yes, so we have this big old battle on the bridge, which is a a lot of war going on. Obviously, we're doing a summary here, so we can't go into all the depths, but it goes into great detail in the epic. And there's one point where so Ascanius gets his first kill, but also Turnus is, he survives by jumping off and escaping. So Are you enjoying it?
Ooh. The Trojans and the Latins are fully at war now.
Yeah, it's all going down, but also people are dying, stuff like that. Yeah, it's interesting.
Trojans have had a hard time recently.
Yeah, it's not been peachy for them, but this is the last kind of...
Last stand.
Yeah. So, time to rank the last 2 chapters. Here we go.
Hey there, my name's Matt Huss, and in this link I have an American accent, and I advocate the safe use of Miffs podcasts. In small doses.
Another grime rap for us there? Whoa, yeah. So Dan, we do this in 4 categories: life skills, morals, creativity, and WTF, and we rank it out of 40 and 10 out of 10 for each category. So, life skills, what we got? I think a lot of we learned how to kill on the bridge. We learned how to kill generally.
I think we learned a lot, yeah. We learned how to kill. We learned how to stab someone in the mouth. We learned how to loot the bodies of people you've slain. We learned how to send word to your mother. We learned how to
build armor.
Build armor. We learned how to ride a horse.
We got a tour through Rome.
And what's going to be famous.
We learned how to turn into a nymph.
We learned how to turn into a nymph.
We learned set fire to things.
Yeah, we learned how to protect a ship.
We learned
we learned how to close a gate.
How to sacrifice a lot of babies.
How to sacrifice a lot of baby piglets.
You know what, Dan? I think it's quite a lot here.
Yeah.
We
learned how to ask a king for help, Evander.
Yes. We also learned...
Was it Evander Holyfield?
No. I don't know who that is.
As a boxer.
No, that's why. Evander's a cool name, though. Not as Pandarus.
Pandarus.
I think I think a lot here. Learn how to put a head on the spike.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, Dan, I'm going to go out on a limb and say 8 or 9.
I think a 9.
Let's go for 9.
There's a lot going on. There's probably loads of other things we know we've missed too.
How about 10? Is it 10?
Do you know it actually might be?
Should we say 10?
I don't know if this isn't. I don't know what is. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think of other things that have had a 10. This is, yeah.
Wow.
Because there's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, and both surreal and literal as well. Wow, so exciting. Morals, take us through them. Look after your wood.
Look after your wood.
And protect people.
Don't... I don't know.
Stuff like with Aeneas.
Don't do too much stuff because you might get laden and die.
Sure, and also if your friend's about to be captured and killed, no point sacrificing yourself.
Yeah.
And also the people that affects most are the people at home.
That's a good moral actually, like the mothers and the fathers and the sons and husbands. And
also, Euryalus didn't want payment, but he wanted the mum to be looked after.
Yeah, that's a nice moral. Yeah.
We learned that with Aeneas, it's not just about war; it's about peace as well. That's the most important thing. We learned that attack people on the bridge and jump off if you're failing. We learned that it's not okay to parade people's heads around on sticks, and also it's good to make friends like Aeneas. And you know, it's good that you can kind of make alliances and stuff like that.
Also, with the gods, for once, have actually upheld their like part of the bargain, because Jupiter did actually
for sure
protect the ships.
Yeah,
like she asked.
Imagine them actually going through something. And also Venus and Vulcan make him armor, and Juno is I don't know. It just seems like all good, really. But
the main moral here is that war comes at a cost, not just to those who perish, but to those who are at home.
So, do you want to say... What are you saying?
Probably an 8.
Yeah, let's go for 8. Oh, yes, Dan. I like it. Creativity. So, we have a lot of echoes to the Iliad here. Loads to Achilles, and we're making this Aeneas into a hero, but as we say, he's not quite a bland hero.
No, I would say there's a lot of creativity here. I really genuinely got a picture of what was happening. I really was picturing everything, particularly the what's his face, the guy that got captured and
Nisus.
Yeah, like those guys. I really pictured that. I really pictured them setting fire to the ships and then becoming like sea nymphs and disappearing, and the idea that everyone in the army's like, oh my god, that was crazy, we should probably back down. But then you've got Tarnus who's like, no, we've still got this.
And he's also...
The guy who shuts the gate, I really picture that, like get half the army being shut out, half the army...
And it's kind of like, it's not just Aeneas, but it's loads of other people who are having these heroic moments, especially in that bridge. And yeah, it's kind of, I think it's a whole vivid picture.
Carnage.
It's carnage, but also we see it in such a...
we're seeing it in little pockets of the battlefield, like all these different battles that are being fought.
Great vignettes of Trojan, just battles, but with worthwhile stories. Like with Nisus and Euryalus, they die, but they have this kind of legacy with them as well. I think that's pretty good. We also see future Rome as well, propaganda and stuff like that. So I'll make up. What are you thinking?
Probably a 7.
Yeah, we do have gods again.
We do.
No monsters, but
I wouldn't say it has a huge narrative arc, because it was all quite a short space of time.
But we do go to war. Yeah, 7. I think 7's fair. Oh, it's a high score then.
WTF?
So
he killed all the pigs he came across. That was harsh.
Sure. Yeah.
A guy was stabbed in the mouth.
Yes,
that was pretty harsh.
Heads and spikes.
Him getting... I keep mentioning this, but the fact that he was laden down by the fact he'd robbed everyone he'd killed.
Yeah, I think that's funny. That's really funny. But like, I feel bad for the horse. Like, Jesus, put down. You don't need a chalice. What?
Why are you bringing a wardrobe? Come on, dude. Yeah. But that
a guy's name is called Pandarus.
Guy named Pandarus.
The battle on the bridge. That's pretty messed up. And Turnus, who's this kind of manly man, he kind of doesn't stand. He lives another day.
Pandarus closed an unclosable gate by himself. That was quite impressive.
Yes. We also see Ascanius killed for the first time and being told off for killing.
The idea that you set fire to a bunch of boats and then they all turn into sea nymphs and disappear into the water.
For sure.
And you feel like, well, that was a weird an LSD trip.
Yeah, and like a lot of that stuff happens all the time. Also, the fact that the images in the sky, which means probably get the Etruscans on board. Yeah. I'm going to say it's quite some gruesome moments here, especially heads on spikes, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty
and quite nice. Either a 7 or 8, I'd say.
Probably a 7. I don't think it's as messed up as previous as other things.
No, but there's a whole war though, right? And we're skipping over the details of lots of people dying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are very much being quite... So, is that one worth an extra point?
I don't know.
7 or 8.
I think it's a 7, I really do.
But it's a whole war.
I don't think a huge amount of things have been like properly, but nothing crazy messed up.
But like, I don't know. Yeah, 7. 7.
Okay, perfect.
So it's 32?
Wait, let me do the maths. I do this every time.
So we had 10 plus 8 plus 7 plus 7 equals...
Wait, isn't it? It's 32, isn't it?
Yes.
What did you say? You said
32.
I thought you said 34.
No. 32.
That's a high score.
That's good.
Anything above 30 is high.
And Dan, where can people find the league table online?
They can't right now because obviously it's constantly being updated.
But you can put if you go into the Facebook page, Dan will put the updated list on there. Won't you?
Yeah, I will do.
You will definitely do it, right?
Yeah, next time I edit a podcast.
You have literally one job. Actually, you're 2 jobs. And
I have 2 jobs. 3 jobs if you can't turn up.
Well, what's the other job? You have to turn up.
I have to turn up.
Oh,
I listen to the episodes to help you edit them.
Well, I give you get the final say and stuff.
Yeah,
but I do all the legwork.
Yeah, but I get the final. That really sums up our relationship, actually, doesn't it?
Yeah, doesn't it just?
And I sometimes do the league table.
no, you do the league table when I ask you 8 times. Anyway, you'll do it though, right?
I will do it,
and you can find that on the Miffs fan club page on our Facebook group. You can join the group, send us messages as well.
How else could you find us, Matt?
You can find us on Miffs Podcast at Twitter and Facebook, and you can send us an email at misspodcast@gmail.com. We would want to hear from you guys. We're going to be doing Norse myths soon, so if you want to get suggestions in for there, we have no idea where we're going to start.
Yeah, we have literally no idea.
So send us a message, it'd be good. And you can also give us
5 stars on iTunes or any platform that you use.
And also find us just recommend us to a friend as well, that'd be great. Or donate to us as well through our Patreon on the link below. Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Hope you had a nice time. Shall we finish this episode by doing some running bleep tests?
Yeah, let's go.
Bye! Okay, here we go. That's actually quite a good guy! Shut up! You can't say that! Dan